High school, man, I was in honor classes. In high school, I was really quiet. You wouldn't believe it. I had a call on my life, man, but I didn't really let nobody know about it. I went to school for architecture, right? I said, I'm going to be designing buildings. Don't ask me how many I design. I said, I'm going to be designing buildings, right? So my mom, she was a single parent. A couple guys had broke her heart. The biggest thing my dad ever gave me was my name. My name is Robert Taylor III. Robert Taylor III, man. So he gave me that name, and that was his biggest gift. Nothing for Christmas, nothing for the birthdays. So, man, I was in my city, right? Little country city, man. We were so country. We had dirt roads, and when we would race people, we would take our shoes and socks off and run on the dirt road, and it didn't even hurt. I'm talking about we in there, like, when I'm talking about climbing trees, I'm talking about like I'm chasing after squirrels trying to catch them with my hands. We were country, my man. Callie don't know nothing about that. He's like, what is a squirrel exactly? Right? So, man, we were country, right? So I said, you know what, man? I'm going to make a change in my life. I'm going to do something that nobody in my family had ever did before. Because when I looked at my family tree, guess what I saw? I saw nothing but nuts on my family tree. This may not be your story, but this is my story. So I said, I'm going to do something different. I seen my mom working all times of night, man, all times of day, trying to supply and provide for me and my two sisters. Right? So I said, I'm going to do something different with my life. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be somebody. And they told me, my God, in order to be somebody, you got to get an education. You got to get education. You got to get an education. So I said, man, you know what? My mom, man, she was so intoxicated, not with drugs, intoxicated, not with over-the-counter medication. She was so intoxicated with pain from a broken heart. She wouldn't even help me fill out my college application. I had to fill that junk out myself. I had to fill it. I begged my mom to fill out the FAFSA. Y'all know about the FAFSA? Yeah. And she didn't fill all that junk out, so I just started guessing stuff. Right? Looking in my mama's closet, that dress, yeah, she probably make about 80, right? So I'm in there trying to get in school. Guess what? They let me in school. I'm going to be somebody. They let me in school because I said, what? I'm going to be somebody. I got accepted. My GPA, my SAT, all that junk, hell, your boy, Locust Grove, Georgia, running dirt roads. I'm in college now because I'm breaking the family curse. Because all my uncle them, man, when I used to be over my dad them house, man, they would put all the kids in the room I got, and then they would all be in there partying, and you could see the smoke coming out from up under the door because my family was, man, their lives was so messed up. But I said I was going to do what? I said that I was going to do what? And I'm an entertainer, man, and what happened was they would get partying. I don't know how y'all mama them used to dance, but my dad, y'all know that old school dancing, right? You know what I'm talking about, my man? No? What junk y'all be doing, my guy? Right? You don't know? Yeah, I can't really dance too. But they would be doing that old school party, and guess what they would do? Lil Robert, come in here. And I would be there in the grown people with my guitar, entertaining. Right? And you talking about seeing some stuff when you can go to the adult parties. And you like, wait a minute, aren't you married? Ain't Auntie over there? Auntie go to the bathroom, next thing you know, uncle over there. Y'all don't know about the old school dance. Y'all know they used to dance a little different than us, right? Right? Now y'all be, well, I ain't gonna do what y'all do, right? So man, they had me in there, but I said, you know, I'm gonna be somebody in life. So I'm growing up, I'm seeing all that stuff, man. We got in about fifth grade, my mom said, you know what, your dad ain't gonna come see you no more. I said, that's okay. I'm going to be somebody anyway. Guess what, man? I was in high school. Man, my little jumper was sweet. It's still like, I went over there to the gym, by the way. If anybody came out the gym and came in here, I looked at y'all for about 5 minutes. I seen one jump shot fall. So next week, me and Jamal may bring our shoes, cause. But anyway, my jumper was fire. Y'all may not know about Jamal. Jamal is a state champion. He won state in high school. I'm talking about like 360 windmills, real talk. Y'all can see about this afterwards if we still got time. But check this out though. So I wanted to play basketball. Didn't have the money. They had some Reebok pumps. Y'all don't know nothing about that. $100. I said, there's no way in the world I can ask my mom for no $100. I walked out there on the team. They said, bro, you on the team, bro. You want to be on the team? They said the Reeboks were going to be $100 and the sweatsuit was going to be $100 and like the little change thing or whatever. So it was going to be $100 and they added up to $300. I said, nope. That's the end of my basketball career. I got on the bus with tears in my eyes because I know I couldn't afford it. But guess what I told myself as the bus was rolling off? I'm going to be somebody. I'm going to be somebody. Many of you sitting here today, your family back in your city, you came to this college because you promised yourself that you was going to be somebody. But in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you the reality. Even though I had promised myself I was going to be somebody, I ran into challenges and I met somebody. He's the only person that can help me overcome those challenges. But back to my story here. So what happened, man, make a long story short, I graduated. I think it was like 2 months after I graduated, maybe 1 month after I graduated, they loaded me up in the family car. We went on a family trip, going to drop Robert off at college. Money empty. I didn't know and still don't understand why college books cost so much. I bought all used books and I got to the cash register and they talking about that will be $4.25. I said, oh no, you got my junk mixed up. You run my junk again. I got a scholarship. Your scholarship don't cover all this. So I'm at college still in the, I'm joking. So I'm paying, running out of money, don't have no food, dropped off, abandoned. We didn't have cell phones. I'm kind of telling y'all how old I am. We didn't have no cell phone. I got dropped off for college, trying to do what? I never forget. I was a good Christian kid, man. Grew up in church, part of the youth group. I never forget the day I was sitting in my dormitory, and this is what I heard. I was in my dormitory, bored. Didn't have no cell phone. Didn't have no TV. Just sitting there. Didn't have no roommate because I paid extra money because I ain't want to be folk crazy. I want to live by myself. Who's this? I went to the door, opened the door, and ooh la la momoshita. We was in college. I was at the type of college where they didn't have the security. They said, you're grown now. Better wrap it up now. So she's just standing there, right? And I'm like, oh, snap, what? You know, you try not to smile because what's going on? I need some help with my mouth work. Well, you know, I'm a genius. But honestly, at that point, I was in college. I knew about God. I came to try to be somebody in life. But left and right, from that moment on, I kept finding myself facing temptation. Mama wasn't there no more, right? The guidance counselor from high school wasn't there. The youth pastor wasn't there no more, if that's applicable to your story. I was there by myself.